If you take 10 high testosterone males and then you take 5 women and 5 low testosterone males and put them in 2 different groups, you have 10 and 10, and you put them in front of CNN, I believe the high testosterone males are more likely to look at it and just say, that's bullshit. And I think that's because we're more prepared to defend our viewpoints. The problem is when you don't agree with the status quo, when you don't agree with what the propaganda machine tells you, you now are compelled to defend your point of view. And that, to a degree, even if it's only verbal, is combat. So if you're the kind of person who is masculine enough to sit there and go, yeah, I'm prepared to argue this point, then you're more likely to disagree with the talking points of Earth. But if you are unprepared to defend your point of view, if you're unprepared to be in a confrontation, if you're unprepared to argue, then it's very difficult to not agree with everything you're told. How can you disagree with what you're told if you're not prepared to argue your point? You can't, right? And in general, once again, in generalization, women can be more meek than men. And I think women in general also, once again, please generalization, women can also be more especially the young women of today are very much more self-absorbed than men. They don't care about society. They care about Instagram likes. They don't care. Yeah, they don't care. Yeah. So these are all generalizations I'm making, of course. And I know that a fight, they say there's no hell hath no fury like a woman scorned. I know there's been some women who are really angry about what's happened, and they did a fantastic job. And they're soldiers. We need them like the rest. But it's just kind of unfortunate that I'm making generalizations, but it also applies to weak men. It's not only females. It's also weak men. If you're not prepared to stand up in front of 200 people and say, no, you are all wrong and I am right. If you're not prepared to do that, then you're going to end up just agreeing with the status quo no matter what they say. People are dolphins, men are women, sky's green, whatever.